Hi first graders and families. Today I'm going to teach you about a different sound that our vowels can make. Right now I have in front of us our vowel cards. So take a moment and notice we have A apple A, E eddy E, I itchy I, O octopus ah, and U upper All of these are the typical vowel sounds that we have learned so far, and they are our short vowels. So A says A, E says E, I says I, O says ah, and U says It's a really quick sound. Today we're going to learn about how we can make the vowel make that long sound. So let's take a quick look inside of our packets that you guys are working on this week. Here's a word right here that has a vowel in the middle, but there's a silent E at the end. We are going to come back to this word and figure out how to mark it up and how to tap this word out and figure out what it says. So before we can figure this out, I have some new vowel sound cards to introduce to you. So go ahead and repeat after me. All of these new cards that we have up here, you'll notice, have an E at the end of it. So we're going to figure out what does a vowel say when there is a silent E at the end of a word. So repeat after me. A-E, safe, A. E-E, Pete, E. I-E, pine, I. O-E, home, O. And now U is interesting because U can actually make two sounds that sound very similar to each other, but they are different. So repeat after me. U-E, mule, U. And then we have U-E, rule, oo. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to our first new vowel card where we have our long vowel cards. So we have the word safe. Let's tap out safe. S-A, f, safe. Now, we don't tap out the sound of that E because it doesn't make a sound in our word. But we do know that the A says its name. The A says A. Then in E-E, Pete, E, we have, let's tap it out in 3, 2, 1. Eat, Pete. The silent E makes the E say its name. When we tap it out, we go eat. So that E says E. Next, we have the word pine. Let's tap it out. Pine. When we add that silent E to pine, the I says its name. Now let's tap out home. 3, 2, 1. Home. When we tap out home, the silent E makes the O say its name. Now for you, we have mule. Let's tap that word out. 3, 2, 1. Mule. In mule, the U says you. Let's take a look at rule. Let's tap that word out in 3, 2, 1. Rule. Now in rule, the U says oo. So we have U and oo. They sound similar, but they make a different sound. So make sure you make note of that. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and let's go back to that packet. We have this word right here. Now, remember, if there's a silent E at the end of our word, that vowel is going to say its name. So if I tap this word out, I'm going to say B-A-K, bake. So I know that my word is bake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how do I mark up a word that has a vowel, then a consonant, and then another vowel in it at the end, that silent E. So a vowel, consonant, E. How do I mark that up? Well, this is how you're going to mark it up. You are going to put a line a slash mark through that E because that E is silent. So we want to remind ourselves that that E is silent. Then what I'm going to do to remind myself that that A is long and says its name is I'm going to make a line over my A to show that it's going to make that long A sound. So now when I tap it out, I'm going to say B-A-K, bake. I know that A says A because I marked up that long line up top. Now let's move over to this word right here. I notice that it also has a vowel, that A again. It has a consonant and then an E. So let's tap it out. K-A, cake. Now to remind myself of what this word says, I'm going to mark it up. I'm going to put a slash through my E, and then I'm going to make that line above the A to show that it is long. So let's tap it out one more time. K-A, cake. Very, very good. Now, let's go back to when does a word make the short sound? When does the word make the long vowel sound? Let's take a look at some of the words that I have written down. Let's take a look at this word right here. We don't see a silent E at the end of it, so we're going to tap it out like we normally do. Hop. This word says hop. What happens to the word hop when I add on my silent E? The only thing that's going to change is that this O is going to make a different sound. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the new word says. What does the new word say? Well, before I tap it out, let's mark it up. I notice there's a silent E, and then I have a vowel and a consonant here, so I'm going to make my line above this. I'm going to tap it out. 3, 2, 1. O, p, hope. So instead of my ah sound that the O made in op, now, because there's the silent E, the O says its name. It says O. O, p, hope. So I went from hop to hope. Let's take a look at another word. Right down below hop, I have this word right here. I don't see a silent E, so let's tap it out like we normally do. K-A-P, cap. Well, let's see what happens to that word when we add a silent E to the end of it. Let's take a look. I'm going to mark up my word with my slash mark and then my long line above my A. Now remember, now the vowel says its name. It's your long vowel now. It went from short with the A to the long. It's going to say A. Let's tap it out. K-A-P, cape. So I went from cap with my A saying A, my short sound, to K-A-P, cape. Now we have one word left that we're going to take a look at. Take a look at this word. There's no silent E at the end, so my I, because there's a consonant, vowel consonant, this is going to be the short sound. So we're going to go B-I-T, bit. Now let's take a look at that same word with a silent E at the end of it. I'm going to mark it up first, and the only thing that's going to change is that my vowel is going to go from the short sound to now the long sound. So that means that the vowel is going to say its name. So I will say I. Let's tap it out. B-I-T, bite. Very good. So now we have the word bite. Families, if you are looking for any more resources, right here, I have one of our stories for this next unit. So if you want to pause the screen right now, you could actually practice marking up some words in this story. You could practice reading this story with your child. This is a really wonderful resource. If you need any additional help with these vowel consonant E words, these long vowel sounds, I am more than happy to help you. But this is a reference to help you with that packet work. I hope that this is helpful to you guys, and if you need anything else, please let me know. Thanks, and miss you.